You can't be creating when you're worried about how your rent's going to get paid. I'm Beattie, and I am an artist. I practice mural arts and textile arts, and I also have an arts administration practice. I discovered that I had to be a curator because I couldn't sell my art. I was in high school, I was doing well, getting good grades in art, and I did a high school co-op where I was taken through the stages of the gallery at the McDonald Stewart Art Center, and I came across curatorial as a career option. Through that whole experience that was happening with my high school co-op and then not being able to sell work, I realized that my actual calling in life is to be a cheerleader for other artists to sell their work. So I went into curatorial practices in arts administration. That has led me to being the executive director of Worth Gallery, where we support street art and mural art practices, and then also the president of Nielsen Park Creative Center. A risk that we've taken was in a project called Art on Barton, where the creator of the project, Stephanie Avery, reached out to a developer to see if we could have artists go in and use this space that was going to be demolished. And as a result, that was free studio space for a summer for 40 local artists. It was a portfolio building project for some more emerging artists, and then we did have some professional artists come in. Yasmin Mirza came in and did a bathroom in the Art on Barton project, and then the following summer she did the Yellow Oasis mural that's at St. Clair. And it's the largest mural that she's completed. It's a real dance when you're making art in the public realm of engaging the community while you're painting. Also, maintaining that original vision for your project. And then on the other side of that, I do textiles, where I'm mostly working by myself, and it's a really solitary, kind of meditative state that I get into, where I get into like a real flow where like time kind of stops, and I'm able to just get really creative and dreamy and while I'm sewing and like make things. Also, I've been really reflective on the process of making art and how much of it comes from like a collective conscious of creativeness that we are all sharing and dipping into in the universe, which I know sounds like really flighty, but I really do believe that, if you have a creative idea and you don't pursue it, then someone else is going to make that thing. It's going to go to somebody else who's going to make it. And I know in my personal art practice, I get an idea like this outfit, it just chases me. Like every day I wake up and I'm like, oh, I gotta make this thing until I like make it into reality. There is so much magic involved in making art that we need to come from that sort of la place of where we get our inspiration from. And in my arts administration practice, I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to make money off my own art, so how am I going to make money? That's why I went into arts administration. So one, I can support other artists to make money, and then also I can survive too. Yeah, I think it is very economic based in that people are just trying to make a living, and like some people have to work like 2 or 3 jobs these days. With the cost of living right now, with media and the things that we've been consuming in our minds, it's put into our head that we need to have more than we need for living a full life. I think that's one of the amazing things about the art community or artist community is that there's a whole network of people that have figured out how to live off of a lot less and rejected the consumerism culture and capitalist culture in order to live out their dreams and live out having free days to be in a park and valuing their spare time and freedom over a paycheck. One of the main issues I would say that Canada faces is the way our granting system's set up. One, it's full of barriers. And then 2, it's full of next year. And then another thing that I think that I see with artists is having resources and supports. Like Ireland just created the minimum monthly allowance for artists, and we need something like that in Canada because you can't be creating when you're worried about how your rent's going to get paid. And living in that scarcity mindset, that precocious type of lifestyle, it's our culture. It's literally where our culture thrives out of, and that's not the way that an intellectual, vibrant culture should be treating their artists.